Alright, it's part, I don't know. I don't know which part this is yet. I'll have to just figure that out. But we're going to start with number 12. The diagram shows the locations of towns A, B, and C. If a person travels from town A to town B to town C, what is the total distance traveled? So, question 1 with our 3 questions to solve these types of problems. What is the question asking me to find? Well, it says, what is the total distance traveled if the person goes from A to B and then from B to C? So we want this side, which is 9, plus this side, we'll call it x. Well, since this is a right triangle, to find x, we can use the Pythagorean theorem, which says that the two legs of a right triangle, you square them and you add them up together, and it equals the hypotenuse. So if you would remember your A, B, and C, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We're going to replace a, b, and c with 9 squared plus x squared equals 15 squared. So that's 81 plus x squared equals 225 minus 81 minus 81, x squared equals 144. Square root of that, x equals 12. So this is 12. So the distance from here to here is 9. 9 plus 12 is 21. That's number 12. Number 13. Coordinates A and B lie on the coordinate plane. What is the midpoint? Well, the midpoint formula, if I have points x1, y1, and the points x2, y2, and the midpoint between these 2 points is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So then to do this problem, you just label your points x1, y1, x2, y2. Use the formula, you will get your answer. Number 14. Is the same as number 13. What is the midpoint of the line segment joining these points? Same thing. Number 15 says if C is the midpoint of a line segment with endpoints A here and B here, what are the coordinates of B? Well, to do that, we do our little, well, I like to call it a sandwich, where you got one endpoint and then the other endpoint would be over here. And then the midpoint, well, guess what? We put that in the middle. It tells me that one of my endpoints is negative 3. It tells me that one of my endpoints is negative 9, 2. My midpoint is negative 3, 8. And wants me to find my other endpoint. To do this, what you do is you say, okay, how did I get from negative 9 to negative 3? Well, to get from negative 9, if I add 6, negative 9 plus 6, I get negative 3. Then what you do is you do that again to negative 3. So negative 3 plus 6 would give me a positive 3. Same thing on the other side. From, this was supposed to be a negative 2. From negative 2 to 8, that's plus 10. Same thing down here. So that's 18. So that's your answer, 318. Number 16 and number 17, you both of them are basically the same. You need to use the distance formula. Distance between 2 points is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So you label them x1, y1, x2, y2, substitute, Done. 17, same thing. 18, same thing. What is the shortest distance between the 2 points? If I have a point here and a point here, the shortest distance is the distance formula. You don't go all curvy to get there. The quickest, you go straight there. Number 19, what is the slope of the line whose equation is negative 3x plus y equals 12? To do number 19, you need to remember your slope intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, where your slope is m and your y-intercept is b. So now I just need to solve this equation for y. I'm going to add 3x to both sides. Negative 3x plus 3x gives me 0. So now I have y equals 3x plus 12. Now it's in y-intercept form. Slope-intercept form. So you compare it to this, y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope. So what's m in this equation? Well, it's 3. So m equals 3. That's your answer. For number 20, you do the same thing. Solve this equation for y, and then you find m and b. So we're gonna, over here we'll put m equals this and b equals that. We're gonna solve this for y. Plus 2x to both sides. Why? Because I need my y alone. Negative 2x plus 2x is 0. Bring down my 4y. That'll be equal to 2x plus 8. Now I'm going to divide by 4 because I want y, not 4y. 4 divided by 4 is 1. I don't need to write the 1 in front of my variable. What I do to one side, I do to the other. I'm going to divide this by 4 and this by 4. 2 divided by 4 is 1/2. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So comparing it to our slope intercept over here, I have y equals mx plus b. Y equals m, so my slope is 1/2, plus b, so my y-intercept is 2. Do number 21, and then this will be the last one for this video. It says, a line is shown on the coordinate grid below. Which of the following best represents an equation of this line? So, first of all, you should think, okay, well, this line is going from left to right, is getting bigger. So it has a positive slope, right? If I have coordinates like this, if it's going up from left to right, m is greater than 0. If it's going down from left to right, m is less than 0. And when I'm talking about m, I'm talking about my slope. So here it's going up from right to left, so my slope is greater than 0. So I can automatically say A is no good, B is no good, because they have negative slopes. Then I look at my graph. Where does it intersect the y-axis? It intersects the y-axis at -1. So that means my B equals -1. Well, here we go. -1. That's not -1, so that's no good. The answer is C. Until the next video.